got one thing right, it was you and me.
Hello everyone, my name is Nayeema and welcome back to my channel, or two if you are new. And today's video is going to be one that I've been seeing going around for a long while now, and they just always look like so much fun, so I really wanted to film one of my own, and that is giving you guys specific book recommendations based on things you want, such as like tropes or what you really want to read in a romance and need help finding. So I asked you guys on my Instagram story to leave some things that you want to see in books, and a lot of you guys have responded, so hopefully my recommendations do you justice and you get everything you want out of the books that I'm about to recommend. If you guys want, you can follow me on Instagram for more book recommendations. I'm always posting on my stories, and once in a while I'll post an actual picture when I'm feeling motivated to do so. Whenever I do videos like this and ask you guys for suggestions, it's always on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me there. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the first one we have is Popular Girl and Bad Boy, and this is from Emmy is Reading. Emmy, I love you. I know Emmy loves this trope, so I know the ones that she's read and the ones that she hasn't. I haven't planned out my answers to any of these, so this might take me a minute. Okay, so I have a few, and the one that came to my mind instantly was The Dare by 𝓿𝓲𝓷𝓬𝓲𝓪. This one is a very short, tiny novella, but I think that it is perfect for this trope. You have the popular girl, and then you have the bad boy in high school who no one really liked. They kind of thought he was a weirdo and just like a loser, but obviously he was like a bad boy. I think he even pulled a knife out on someone. Like, it was really intense and crazy. This is definitely a dark romance. This is definitely very degrading, just a lot, but you do have the popular girl bad boy trope that I know you love so very much, and this one's a fun time. Another one that I have is Pretty Reckless by 𝓿𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓲. This is classic bubblegum pink, popular girl and bad boy smoking cigarettes, like that kind of vibe, like just really grunge and mean. And this one's really fun because it's like forced proximity, because he is now living with her family, and it is so much fun and really intense and crazy. And it's even more fun because like she's a dancer, and I just love when we have like a dancer heroine and then just like a bad boy. Love it. That one's really good as well. And then the last one I'm going to recommend is Break Me by Megan Brandy. This is, I believe, the last book in the Boys of Brayshaw High series, and this one's my favorite in the entire series because it has the popular girl and bad boy trope. I love this series. You could read this one without reading the rest of the series. It will make a little bit more sense if you do that, but good for anyone who wants to read Break Me. The series is really, really good, and it's just a bunch of bad boys and it's so much fun. But this one is definitely popular girl bad boy. Girl is new to the school, but she's instantly well loved and liked by everyone around her. And then you have like the bad boy who kind of like brought her there, and he's not too happy about her newfound popularity and everybody wants her. It's just so good. The smut in there is just so good. I love this trope, and I feel like I don't read much of popular girl bad boy, so if you guys do this type of book a lot, put some recommendations down below for myself as well as anyone else who wants them. When I just went through my Goodreads, I feel like I've read so much of this book, but there was nothing there to show that on my Goodreads, and I realized it's because I read so much of this on Wattpad like years ago. But for some reason in my mind, I feel like I've read this like so much, but it was solely Wattpad. So the next one that we have is Books That Are So Wild You Keep Asking Yourself, Why Am I Even Enjoying This? And this is from Sophie_Pincherry. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but wow, I have so many good ones for this one. So the first one that really came to my mind is Lilac by B.B. Reed, and this was actually my first like real reverse harem, and I did not know that it was. I knew it would be a reverse harem, but I've only ever read a reverse harem where she ends up choosing a guy in the end. This is not the case. This is a girl with all, I think it's 3 guys. It's a rock star romance on a tour bus, and I don't read a lot. This book just was like testing all the odds with me because I don't usually read reverse harem. I don't usually read rock star romances, but I somehow read this because I do love B.B. Reed and some other books that she's written, but I just jumped into this and I read it in one night. It was so good, but so wild, and I was like, why am I staying up for this? Like, this is too much for me. It's a lot of fun. This is a rock star romance, a reverse harem between these people in a band band together. We have the 3 guys who originally were in the band, but then they're now looking for like a lead bassist or something like that, someone new to join the band after someone in their band had died. They interview this girl, and she is very much not the image of the band. She comes in a Sunday schoolgirl fit, and they're like, absolutely not. But then when she starts to play, they're like, oh, okay, she can join, but we don't like her. It's very much hate to love, but it was so much fun. I was not expecting what was to happen. It was just really crazy and really wild, and there were definitely times that I wish that she would choose a guy, but it was just a lot of fun. That's one of them. And then another one that I have is Bitter Heat by Mia Knight, and this is very much a toxic romance. I wouldn't say this one's really dark, but it is toxic beyond belief. We have this couple, and they had broken up because the heroine's father did not approve of them, so they ran away, fell in love, whatever, and then the hero just starts kind of going a little bit just like not focusing on heroine anymore. He's really wants to be rich and prove that he is like a top dog, a top contender, because that was his main insecurity with being with her, because her father is such like a big top industry person. That's fine, that's not like the wild part, but it gets really wild when they have to back together. He like blackmails her, and it's just really a lot, and I was questioning myself and liking this book. It deals with like blackmail, really toxic relationship, but such a fun one, and this book was just really wild, and I still ship them, and I'm still waiting for part 2 of this duet to come out. It is driving me crazy because the author has been like AWOL recently, so if you don't mind waiting a little bit for the next part, I say dive into this book. It's really wild. It took me a long time to do it, but I loved every second of it. And then just to name a few other ones, Haunting Adeline, Stalker Romance, incredibly dark. There's gunplay. I was like, what? Why do I like this? We also have Ecstasy by KV Rose. Ecstasy is like the ultimate one that I'm just like, what? Like, why? Why do I like this? Why do I love this? Ecstasy, so good. And then also There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. That one was a really fun time that I was just questioning myself and asking myself what was wrong with me to enjoy this book. Like, why am I sitting here through this? So, okay, so the next one that we have is from Leonie's Library, and it says, a book that gives you all too well 10-minute version vibes because I love pain. Okay, so you want to really die. And that's fine. I mean, I've been listening to All Too Well for the past 3 days on repeat. So, lucky for you, I really put some thought into this, because every time I listen to it, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this character, oh my gosh. And I dissect each of the new lyrics and try to find. Anyways, I'm well prepared for this one. So, my favorite one that I have to say for this is Normal People by 𝓵𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, and that is because of my favorite line in the song, and that is, you kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. If that is not normal people, wow, I'm really about to cry now. If that is not normal people, I don't know what is. I just, wow. Basically, Normal People is not a romance. It's it doesn't have an HEA, so just be aware of that. And that book simply broke me. I have a reading vlog up of me reading it along with some other books. It's one of my TikTok vlogs, and it simply broke me. And this is it was just so realistic. It's about this popular guy in high school and this girl who wasn't so popular, and they're in each other's lives a lot because his mom works as like the housekeeper for her family. They just wow, they kill me. And I watched the show. You know what? Yeah, basically they formed like a relationship, and it was always just like never the right time. Back in high school, he literally kept her like a secret, and she kept him like an oath. He was like kind of like, he was hiding her. He didn't want anyone to know about them because obviously he's super popular, and he didn't want the ridicule. And it was just a lot. There was a lot. It was really realistic, and it was really just beautiful. And this is the first book that comes to my mind whenever I think about All Too Well, especially like the 10-minute version. Another one that makes me think of All Too Well is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is probably one of the most popular books. It's insane how much, I'm pretty sure Kylie Jenner just read it, like, but It Ends With Us definitely reminds me of it. I haven't read it in a while, but just like the sadness of a relationship not working out, and someone that you love not like wow, It Ends With Us is definitely another one. It's really beautiful. Definitely check the trigger warnings for that one. It's really intense as well. Deals with domestic abuse, and yeah, it just gives me All Too Well vibes also. And then I was thinking, one day I was just like feeling optimistic. I was like, what if they did end up together, and what if they did, like, things turned out okay and like he wasn't a complete dick. I was thinking about Wolf Song by 𝓫𝓲𝓬𝓲𝓪. That's another one if you just want like an optimistic spin of it. This book still broke me. It was still really beautiful and sad and just everything. I loved it. But the only reason why I think of Wolf Song by 𝓫𝓲𝓬𝓲𝓪 is because of the age gap, and yeah, the age gap, and that's really about it. It's a pretty intense age gap, but the love is really intense and it's really beautiful, and I think about that whenever I just want like a happy ending to the short film and to the song, and it just leaves me with peace when I'm like, okay, but what about Wolf Song? So if you want All Too Well vibes but with happiness, Wolf Song by 𝓫𝓲𝓬𝓲𝓪. So the next one that I got was from 𝓶𝓮𝓭𝓲𝓪_99, and they ask when one of them gets hurt / injured and the other helps them out. And this is another one where I feel like I've read so much of, but I can't think of off the top of my mind. So I will be back. Okay, so this just happened in a book that I read recently, and that is Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. Hero gets into a fight, and then the heroine like kind of like stops the fight and drives him back to her place and helps take care of him, and it's really sweet and wholesome, and I just love this part in this book because this part specifically is seeing someone in a different light and seeing them like for the first time in just like a new way, and I just love that part because it was just so soft. I loved it. And then another one that I think about is Teach Me by Olivia Dade. These are both teachers, and Hero is a new teacher at this, I think it's a high school, and he calls in sick one day, and then the heroine goes in to save him. And I didn't love this one, but this specific scene was just really great. She took care of him and just like busted into his house, never been there before, and it was just really cute, so I love that. And that's all I can really think of. I know I've read so many where the person was sick. I know this also happens in The Hating Game. That one's incredibly popular though, but I remember the scene specifically in The Hating Game also. This one, if you are not familiar and have been living under a rock, is about two rival coworkers vying for the same position at their job, and they absolutely can't stand each other. They hate each other, but feelings and things pursue. This was a really good book, and the scene in it was really good as well. The next one that we have is from Fos Fool, and it says smart guys and ladies who are nice, computer programs, Genesis, etc. Glosses are a bonus. And really, all I can think about right now, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is the only one that I can really think where they're kind of nerdy, like, oh, smart guys. You know, you see, because there's ones where the heroine they're very smart, like tutor them or help out with things, and a few books just popped into my mind, but she went specifically the hero being smart. So I just can think about The Love Hypothesis right now. I mean, there's definitely ones where like Connor from the Calloway Sisters series, he's incredibly smart, not like in a sciencey way, like computer programmers, Genesis. Oh, smart guys and ladies who are nice. There's our mistake, because Rose Calloway, she is not nice at all. So just scratch that one. The Love Hypothesis, we have a really nice heroine, Olive, she's incredibly sweet, and then we have our smart hero, Adam. He is amazing and I love him, and everybody and their mother loves him, and it is such a wholesome, sweet book with smart characters who are nice. She's nice anyways, so is Adam. It's just he really gets like a bad rep because he is a professor and he's a harsh grader, and he is just very honest with his students. But if this is, you need to read this if this is what you are looking for, if that's what you're looking for, a really nice girl and then a really incredibly smart guy. This just was the first book that came to my mind. It's fake dating, it's so much fun and really wholesome, and the two smut scenes in here are out of this world. So amazing, I love them. The next one that we have is another one from 𝓶𝓮𝓭𝓲𝓪_99, and it's when it's a forbidden romance but one of them teases the other while there's people around. Whew. I love when that happens. Off the top of my mind, I instantly think about Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is a romance between Reich and Daisy, and it is very much forbidden because Reich's brother is dating Lily, who is Daisy's sister, and Reich's brother, just doesn't want them to be together. It's very forbidden because she was underage for years, but nothing had ever happened. But when she turned 18, that sounds really like grooming. It's not. They were really good friends, best friends. And yeah, but so they had to keep their relationship a secret in the beginning, and for a while Daisy's a really goofy heroine and she couldn't help but to like tease Reich, and there was just tons of teasing in front of people, and it was so much fun. I love this book with my whole entire heart. Another one that I think about for this is Stolen Soulmate by Mary Catherine Gebhard. This is incredibly forbidden because so we have this really rich, influential family called the Crown family, and they have like manors and schools, and they're just incredibly rich. Because this is such like a popular family, they kind of like arranged marriages type of vibe with other influential families. And so Grayson Crown, the hero of this book, he falls for the maid, his maid's story, and it's just such a beautiful book. It's one of the prettiest books that I've ever read in my entire life. It is so lyrical and dreamy and just beautiful, and it is incredibly smutty. And it's some of the best smut that I can say that I've ever read it ever. And there's a lot of teasing that is involved in front of people because obviously it's forbidden. They have to sneak around a lot. It starts off with Grayson just hating Story because she ruined something for him, and then he has her become his personal servant. And it's amazing, it's beautiful. So much teasing that goes involved, especially in front of other people. And whenever this happens, I get so much anxiety because I'm like, someone's gonna turn around and see what you guys are doing, and things are not gonna be well, and then you're gonna complain for another 30 chapters of, oh no, they know, oh no, they don't know, oh my gosh, we're not supposed to be together. But it gives me anxiety. But do you guys ever notice that whenever there's like teasing that goes on in forbidden romances, they never get caught, like ever? Thankfully, my anxiety has since dissipated, but in the beginning when I started reading romance, I was like, oh, okay, so you're gonna do that right in front of people when you're not supposed to be together. Like, my anxiety would be through the roof. The next one that we have is from City of Deja, and she says single parent hero. And the first book that comes to my mind is Misconduct by Penelope Douglas. This is one that I read over the summer, and the hero was a single parent. It was really great. I love this Penelope Douglas book. It's one of my favorites. This is a romance between obviously the single parent father, who's incredibly wealthy and busy and owns tons of businesses, and then his teacher, new to the school, and she has really different, it's her first year teaching even, and she has very different teaching methods than everyone else, and she really wants the kids to use like technology and social media, and the father doesn't like that, so they just end up on the wrong foot half the time. Like, they just don't like each other. And also there was a one-night stand that happened before she even became his teacher, and yeah, it's really great. I love the single parent hero romance. I just love when this happens because seeing a really good heroine like fit into single parent heroes like world and life, and seeing them love the child, it just makes me so happy. So this one's definitely a favorite. And then another one that I'm pretty sure when I think back is like the first single parent father romance that I've ever read, Scandalous by L.J. Shen. This was the first one I read, and I loved it so incredibly much. It's an age gap, a very young age gap. I'm pretty sure she's like 18, maybe 19, maybe 20. And it's also forbidden because the hero works with the father of the heroine, and he's a single parent in a horrible relationship with the mother of his child. She ended up leaving the daughter with him, and it was just really bad and sad. And it's just, I love this book so much because it's a group of friends who all come together and help with the child, and it's so amazing. Yeah, so I just love this book, and it's so great. It's beautiful, stunning single parent romance between this young girl who just got out of high school, I believe, and it's forbidden. Also, it's another reason why it's forbidden is because the heroine's dad does not like the hero at all. Obviously they work together, and yeah, they had to keep it a secret. It's forbidden. It's an age gap. It's a single parent relationship, and this one is so much fun. And then I have one more for this, and this one's Mr. Masters by 𝓬𝓲𝓬𝓲𝓪. This is actually a nanny romance, and I love this one. 𝓬𝓲𝓬𝓲𝓬𝓲 just has really great romances, and I want to read more from her. And yeah, this one's a nanny romance. Guy is alone with his 2 kids after something happens to the wife. I can't exactly remember if she died or not, but he has hired help from a nanny, and there's a lot of tension in this one. Obviously the children already love the heroine when they do decide to get together, but also it takes them a while to warm up to her role as nanny, and it's so much fun. I love it. The smut in here was just off the hook, off the chain. And the last one I'm going to do today is from 𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬 Romance. I love you, Em. And she says, when people find out about a relationship and flip their shit, so let's fight the guy. Whew. I'm trying to think. First off, I really don't want to recommend another one that I just said. But, okay, I'm going to think of more. But for now, I'm just going to say Hot House Flower by 𝓫𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬. Hot House Flower by 𝓫𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓬. I know I mentioned it earlier, but because it's forbidden and because they're teasing each other in front of other people, guess who got caught? And guess who got mad? 𝓼, who's the brother of the hero. And guess who ends up fighting? 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓬. And yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but this is a really good one where they fight. He finds out, they fight, and it's just really bad. But then there's like healing with that, and things get resolved, and there's healing within throwing a few punches. So that's the first one that came to my mind just because I read that recently. But then let me look for some more and think. Okay, this is incredibly hard to think of because I feel like I've read so much of this, but it's so hard because these type of things aren't really memorable to me in books unless like I'm really invested in the characters. But something a little bit similar happens in The Heir by Sophie Lark, where it's 2 childhood best friends. They love each other, kind of raised as cousins, but they're not blood related at all. They were just raised as cousins. And so when they go off to college, the heroine starts dating another guy, Dean. I don't think they get into like a random fight, but I think there's boxing classes at the university. So I believe they just like team up and fight each other then, and then Leo takes out his aggression on Dean because he's dating Anna. And yeah, and they're cousins, and it's just a lot that happens in The Heir by Sophie Lark. But yeah, all I keep thinking about is Dawson's Creek. So if you want a show recommendation for this, Dawson's Creek, when Pacey starts dating Joey and Dawson finds out and gets incredibly mad. So yeah, that's all I can think about. Let me know down below if you guys have recommendations for this trope. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else on the top, even though I know I've read this so many times. So Hot House Flower and The Heir are the only ones I can think of right now. So that is the last one that I'm going to answer for today. If you guys enjoyed this video and want me to film a part 2 or other parts of this, let me know down below and I will be sure to do that. I thought this was so much fun thinking about books for you guys, and yeah, I would definitely do this again. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a big like and a comment down below, and also subscribe so you never miss another upload from me, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.
If I got one thing right, it was you and me.